I also enjoy the Warhammer lore, Warhammer setting. I just, of course, don't have enough money to spend on the minis as much as I would like to. They are a bit beyond my pay grade. Maybe one day, when I'm fabulously wealthy and I have nothing else to spend my time on, then I might consider it. But right now, that's not the case. I will say, 70 years of winter, that would
Our
eradicate
journey
most
has been
civilizations,
long and perilous.
depending on the number of
The
people.
dead outnumber the living.
Because you can't grow crops during that time,
We are
so
lost.
everyone would starve other than what you could hunt. That is not a balanced diet either.
Your
So,
orders, Prince Yuri.
kind of rough.
Fuel.
Okay, we can see the treasure at the top. That not at all covered up by my webcam and totally readable. Don't worry.
They spoke of a tribal chief who thirsted for bloodshed. Skolden, the wolf of Dervingard.
Here's the thing. In a situation like this, you can save the innocent or punish the wolf. Of course, you want to do both if possible. However, if you're forced to do one or the other, the innocent that needs saving are a symptom, whereas the wolf is the disease. So in this situation, he's going to continue to cause issues as long as he is left unpunished. So deal with it at the problem at its heart, as opposed to feeling better about yourself because you saved some people. Even without the Game Pass, I did consider picking it up at some points in the past. The problem is, to play through the full experience, you want the DLCs, and I don't want to spend $60 on a game and then $200 on DLCs just so I can do everything I want to do. Downside of the modern gaming industry is they release a game, and it's really just kind of a shell of what it is. Fill in that shell, you gotta dump so much more cash. My goodness, it is not particularly consumer friendly. Oh, now we're going to look at him up the cliff. We're not going to shoot an arrow at him or anything. No, we're just going to let him walk away. Sounds good. Okay, well, we're generous. We're generous warriors. That's a pretty neat fortress. Old. So this whole bridge going across the center, kind of weird. I feel like it should be made a little bit differently than that. Maybe a bridge, well, I guess depending on architecture, it might be hard to make a bridge higher up. Having two separate forts separated by this, it feels like it'd be pretty easy to cut off both sides from each other. And so if you don't have the required resources on both sides, then you may be in trouble. But maybe I'm just reading too much into this. Maybe it doesn't matter all that much, because two forts is better than one fort.
A man of faith can withstand its evil and harness its power.
Would I rather have a strong blade or a sharp blade? Well, spoiler alert, if it's not a particularly sharp blade, then it's not really a blade, it's a club. So in this case, I'll choose sharp blade. Because it'd be more useful. Also, if you have a loading bar, your loading bar should load proportionate to the time spent. Unlike in this, where it has gotten, you know, what is it, 85%, 90% of the way there, and froze. It should be, this is 0, this is 100%, and your loading bar is how long it takes to do each step. It gives you an accurate representation of how long it's going to take, instead of this nonsense, where there might as well just not be a bar. Other than showing, hey, we haven't crashed yet.
I told you, the bear talks to me. He knows, brother. He knows.
Say the bear, but I have a feeling it might actually be Tzeentch or someone similar, because you don't just not hear a talking bear spirit, and all of a sudden start hearing a talking bear spirit when you go into lands corrupted by chaos. I mean, maybe think a little bit more instead of feeling like you're special.
The servants of Tzeentch defended, but it's not them I fear. Mortals that enter the labyrinth rarely emerge with their minds intact. I pray Ursun protects me.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I wouldn't go into a maze that would eat my mind. I very much prefer my mind the way it is. You know, it doesn't run great all the time. it's still quite useful in certain circumstances. So going mad with chaos would be very unhelpful in my endeavors.
I'm very much enjoying this.
It doesn't seem like it. I seem a bit more stoic than usual. Well, that's just because I'm thinking, and also I'm trying to keep remembering not to screw things up, like sending hero units out of the army when I don't intend to, and then not being able to move my units the way. Regardless, it's enjoyable. Blood for the blood gods and all that. Pyrrhic victory. I will end the battle. Be less haphazard with these in event battles because there's always going to be more
Who cares
reinforcements.
if my soldiers conspire and whisper doubts? I descend and approach the brazen altar alone.
Yeah, that was probably a bad idea. Well, I guess if we need blood for the altar, my incompetence as a commander definitely offered more than my fair share.
Thanks for watching. You should watch another. Please.